Hi, in this video, I'm going to be showing you many variations of rowing using the kettlebell. So whether that's using two, whether that's using one, I want you to be understanding how you can improve your back muscles using the kettlebells. Now, this video is not a video to demonstrate any exercises, but it's more of a case of you to come away with understanding how you can utilize targeting your back using the kettlebells, because often when we think about back, we think about pull-ups, we think about rowing, pulling something. Now we want to be trying to utilize these as much as possible. So starting off, I'm going to be showing you the gorilla rows. This is where we're going to be close to the kettlebells, they'll be touching, and we're just going to be rowing up. So we're directly underneath the kettlebell while we're doing so. Very good one to start for most people because it allows them to keep good form, making sure that they are not rounding their back as well, because the arms need to be staying straight. The next one is a very advanced one from the gorilla rows. That is the renegade rows. Renegade rows is similar, but we're going to be in a plank position, arms straight, chest up, glutes, as you can see, squeezing on. I'll give you a nice little tip. The big toe has to be pressing down. If you press down the big toe and then squeeze your bum, everything will be tight and you'll be able to connect through to row through. That's another variation that you can do. A more challenging row that's similar is pulling through a double-handed row. And this is where you're going to get the kettlebell on the outside of your legs, and then basically you're hinged down, and then you're just going to be rowing up and coming down. Again, you can actually change that variation to where you are literally just rowing consistently as a repetition. The difference between the pendlay row to just the traditional rows is that you're placing more tension on the muscle staying keeping the tension, while the pendlay row, this one, is you're just working on pulling very quickly, as quick as you can. And that's where the pendlay row, you may want to add heavier weight, but keeping the reps a little bit lower. Another variation is a fun one with a single arm, is again basically utilizing the row position, and that is the gorilla row in that single arm position, challenging that your shoulders stay straight so you're not trying to twist through. You can actually change your stance into a staggered stance to be able to get deeper into your lats, so you're able to pull back more rather than having a sort of lack of room for that. So changing the stance may be useful for you. What you can then do with the single arm is you can actually grab the handles, and then if you're someone that's got a little bit not strong on your back, this 12 kg now converts into 6 and 6. So I hold onto the kettlebells and I'm going to row into my belly button. One good thing is you want to feel that your back is really rounding round when you're there, and you squeeze and you round. So it just creates that feeling that you are targeting your back. So you're driving it into the belly button and you're rounding your back and squeezing. So that's a good variation again. Another one that's quite fun is alternating hands rows. So you're going to be basically rowing as you pull. So it's a bit of a fun game where you're literally trying to your best to keep your body still. So you're keeping your body still while throwing the weight up. Now, this could be on a lighter weight, moderate weight, because you want to be probably getting the rep count a little bit higher. And if you were doing a heavier weight, you wouldn't be able to maintain that tight position as you're going through. Now, as you can see there, I've gone through a few a few different variations on using the kettlebell to target your back. Now, there's one more that we want to just be aware of. It's just changing the angle of your rows. So as you can see, the rowing movements have been more towards belly button and the low part. If you want to try to target the higher part, always be mindful that that is where the high row is going to be beneficial for you. And again, individually, how it targets your back will be dependent on your comfortability and where you feel it most likely targets. So if you want it to be dropping your elbow slightly as you do the high row, you can do so. So again, you could set yourself up with the kettlebells in front of you, and you could do the pedale row, high rows, or you could do just the normal repetitions while keeping tension. But be mindful when you're doing these exercises that, especially when you're doing a hinge, you're in that hinge position, your lower back may start to flare up because fatigue just holding that position starts to become a problem. So if that's the problem, you may want to then change to maybe a standing staggered stance. So you're taking the weight off, and as you can see, I'm resting my upper body through my elbow. Hopefully that was educational, fun, and understandable for you to take into your training. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a DM at any time.